Here we have 19 artifact equipment cards, one at 0 casting cost and the other 18 at casting cost of 1 converted mana cost. So these are the lighter artifact equipment cards that you can use. And I haven't used that many artifact equipment cards before, so it'd be interesting if I could play some of these in Modern online. Maybe buy some of the cheaper ones and see how they play out. The case of Bonesaw, it comes from the Shards of Alara block. I think that's the Conflux set that it's from. And you can equip a creature and it gives it +1. It's a very quick fix, but it's got a 0 casting cost. I could see it being useful in some decks, maybe your red decks. Slag Warm Armor basically turns your creature into a very strong wall. Takes 3 to equip, so you'll be down 4 to get that 6 out of it. I think we've got, yeah, 19. That's right. That's what I said. 19 different ones. Bone Splitter seems to be popular, and so does Golem Skin Gauntlets. Bone Splitter just costs you 1, and you equip it with 1, and you get +2 out of it. That seems like a pretty good deal. It's a Mirrodin common. Golem Skin Gauntlets has a really good for each. Anytime that I read in a card for each, I like it. So the equipped creature gets +1, +0 for each equipment card attached to it. So you can drop a bunch of equipment on the same card, and you're getting an additional +1 for each one of those on top of whatever it yielded. And it only costs 2 to equip. Sounds like a card that I would love to play. Leonin Scimitar is another 1-drop. Gives you +1/+1. Equipped at 1. Pretty straightforward. I would use it. Darksteel Axe is indestructible. That means that anything that says destroy artifact would not work with this. And so that's pretty good. And the equipped creature is going to get +2 from it. It's got an equip cost of 2, so I don't know if it would be a good deal, even if it's indestructible, because you're already spending 3 to get that +2, but playing it would let us know for sure. Sylvok Lifestaff, Scars of Mirrodin common, Copper Carapace, Mirrodin Besieged common. So again, 1-drops. Sylvok, the equipped creature gets +1, +0. And if it dies, you get 3 life out of it. And it's got a very low equip cost. Seems useful. Copper Carapace, same deal. The creature cannot block and it gets +2/+2, although it's got a little bit of a heavy equip cost at 3. Then I added a bunch of Innistrad block artifact equipment in here, just to get more variety. And here's 2 of them. Avacyn Scholar. It's a Dark Ascension uncommon. The equipped creature gets +1, +0, and has vigilance, so it doesn't tap when it attacks. And when it dies, if it was a human, you put a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying on the battlefield. Bladed Bracers. The creature gets +1/+1, and it gives it vigilance if it was a human or an angel. I avoided some of the artifacts, and especially in Avacyn Restored, that were for angels. But this one's got an ore, so I kept it. It also helps humans. It's got a 2 equip cost. That's not too prohibitive. Then we've got Infiltration Lens, which is a Scars of Mirrodin uncommon. And you can get 2 cards. You can draw 2 cards if the equipped creature becomes blocked. That would be nice. It only costs 1 to equip. Silver Inlaid Dagger. It's an uncommon from Innistrad. Gives a creature +2/+0. And if it's a human, it gets an additional +1/+0. And it takes 2 to equip. I added some human-based artifacts because I added a bunch of humans. to the white cards. I'll show them in some other video. Dead Iron Sledge. Creature becomes blocked. You can destroy that creature. Takes 2 to equip. It's an uncommon from Mirrodin. Looks playable. Nuruk Hoversail. Gives a creature flying. Costs 2 to equip. If you're running a green deck with a bunch of non-flyers, maybe that's not a bad thing to do. To give one of your creatures flying so it can attack and or defend. Leonin Bola. A Darksteel common. You can use it as a tapper, low equip cost. Viridian Longbow. Deals 1 damage to target creature or player. It's pretty good, especially with the part about or player. 3 to equip. It's not light, but if you can deal 1 damage to your target creature or player every single turn for 4 or 5 turns, that's not so bad. Oh, I think I dropped 2 of the same one by mistake. There we go. So maybe I have only 18 cards in this group. Skull Clamp. Darksteel uncommon. Gives a +1/-1, so there's a little bit of a drawback in there. But you can get to draw 2 cards when you put the creature into the graveyard. And it's got a very low equip cost at 1. I assume if the creature was heavy enough, you just wanted to attack, it wouldn't matter if you took a -1 from its toughness. Then you've got Flair Husk, which has Living Weapon as an ability, which means that you can put a 0/0 black germ creature token onto the battlefield and attach this equipment to it. And you naturally get +1/+1 for that, and it takes you 2 to equip. Seems alright. The token doesn't have any special abilities. It's just a token. I'd have to see how it plays out. It is common from Mirrodin Besieged. I'm not sure how playable it is. So let's do a little rewind on these 18 cards. Haven't played much of these Innistrad block artifacts, even though I've got a bunch of them online. Just seems like the current format is so fast that the moment you plop an artifact on something, it's like wrapping it in lead. Whereas these older sets, especially Mirrodin, were really fine-tuned for the use of lots of artifacts.